Welcome. This is Love and Relationship Clinic, where everything and anything about sex and love is discussed. We are here to promote healthy relationships and emotional safety. I'm your host, TB Caleb. This talk show is powered by Beck Vision Studio. Welcome to the clinic. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to the clinic. I'm TB Caleb, your host. And Val is in the air. So I greet you all and I wish everyone real and true love. Good. So tonight, as usual, we have a guest who has come to the clinic to get answers to some questions. So I'll take a break now. When we return, we'll be hearing from our guest and we'll try to answer whatever questions our guest has for us. Let's take a break. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back from the break. We have a guest in here, Ayodele from Nigeria. Ayodele, are you there? Ayodele, yes. Good. Let's hear you. Very good. Very good. How are you doing today?
Fine. And how are you doing?
Very good. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm grateful. I'm full of gratitude. Yeah, tomorrow is Val. Well, what are your plans?
Well, every day is Val in a way, Sha. Anyway, today
Every
tomorrow
day is
is
Val. I like that. I like that. Wow. Your lady must be very lucky to have you since you consider every day as Val. Okay, Ayodele, you are here now at the clinic. You have some questions for us. Let's hear your questions one after the other.
Alright, doctor. I just want to know, how do I make my relationship become better or last forever?
Okay, to become better or to become better, to become healthy, to last for long, all of these things. All right. Nice question. I'll try to answer you. Yeah, a lot of people actually have ways by which they make their relationship better. And sometimes what works for this person may not work for that person. But here at the clinic, we try to give objective views as to relationship and love matters so that even though some things are subjective to an extent, people can find certain things that have worked over time for people and that can work for anybody if they truly take advantage of such practices. There are like 5 hallmarks of a healthy relationship that I often tell people. Empathy, kindness, reliability, whether you have shared values, and whether you can work together as a team, whether both of you respect boundaries, that is mutual boundaries. All of these things, if you find all of these things or you imbibe these things in your relationship will be healthy. But now you are asking how to make it better. You're in a relationship and you think you want to spice things up. You want your relationship to be better, to last longer. The key thing is you must maintain open and honest communication. Communication is very, very important. It is very important. I was listening to Charlie Boy, Charles Opucha, the popular Charlie Boy, the king of the Okada riders, and that man is over 70, and he was talking about love, relationship, and his life and his marriages, and he said that at this stage in his life, he's not really thinking about love. He's concerned about commitment. He's a commitment person. So when you are in a relationship and you want your relationship to be better, both parties, that means you and your lady, need to know that whether this relationship works or it doesn't work depends on both of you, not just on one person. It takes the two of you to be in that relationship. And so both of you need to be committed in the relationship. Both of you need to be committed in the relation, especially um, when you understand that love is not easy the way people portray love to be. The movies, the media. It's the Romeo and Juliet thing, but love is not always like that. Love requires a lot of effort, a lot of work from both of you. So remember, I said honest and open communication, which means that whenever there is something that occurs, that happens within the relationship, you should be able to talk about anything and everything in your relationship. And then another thing about communication is that you should keep communicating with each other, like keep connecting with each other. Some people even give some kind of rules that if you want your relationship to be fine and better, ensure to greet each other every day, like, oh, good morning, baby, oh, good afternoon, how you doing, and all of that. You see, that is what some people think actually. But sometimes certain things happen that this greeting or not greeting will not even solve anything. But what matters is that maintain honest and open communication. There's nothing you cannot talk about. Everybody should be allowed to express themselves in the relationship. Everybody should be allowed to express themselves in the relationship. If you're not happy about something, if you feel some way about certain things, you should be able to tell your partner. And your partner should not judge you for how you feel. Your partner should not judge you for how you feel. Every time, both of you should remind each other that you need to work on your relationship to make it better. It is not one person's job. It is for both of you to work on it. And then another important thing is for both of you to understand the need to give each other space. It's very important in a relationship sometimes. It doesn't matter how clingy you and your partner may be, you don't want to leave each other for a minute or something. But there are times when you just need to give each other, that space. Let her do her thing, she should let you do your thing. It's not like you are separating, but you're just giving each other that space so that everybody can have their me time, the me time. It's very important. It is also very necessary in order for you to have a better lasting relationship. It is very important for both partners to understand, like I said before, commitment. Some people will call it grit or loyalty or devotion. It is very important. Both of you should be devoted to each other. It should be seen in both of you that each person is devoted to this relationship. It's not like the other person is waiting for the other person to do this and that, or this is your role, this is your job, and all of that. No, both of you should be devoted. You should be loyal to each other. When there is devotion, there is loyalty, the relationship will last longer, the relationship will get better. Like one of my friends from Australia used to say, she used to say that when there is commitment, the communication will be good. When there is commitment, consistency will be there, and as you get older, you begin to value consistency more in your relationship. All of these things are very important. Then also, you need to accept yourself and accept your partner as much, which means you accept yourself as you are with all your flaws, all your flaws and faults as a person. I'm talking about your imperfections, your weaknesses, your strengths, all of these things you know about yourself. And that must have come as a result of self awareness. So you accept yourself for who you are. You should be able to accept your partner for who they are. Accept your partner for who they are. And there's a need also for you to understand contextual differences. For example, I would still like to make reference to something that Charlie Boy said, because I just enjoyed the interview with him, recently. He was talking about why he got married. He said he got married the first time for the wrong reason, and now he's married to a woman for over 40 years or 45 years for wrong reason as well. But they're together. The reason they're together is because of commitment, because he actually got married to her for the wrong reason.
Oh,
So you see, um, your girlfriend, your fiancée, or your wife, the way you met them, what you thought about them, what attracted you to them may not be available anymore now you're in the relationship. So you need to understand that contextual difference. That, okay, in this context now, this is who they are. This is what is available now. What used to be available when you met her or when you met him, it's no longer there. So you need to accept that. And you need to also respect that. Not just accept it, you need to respect that. And you need to be able to identify all of these contextual differences from time to time so that you can appreciate the person, not some features that they have, but the person, the whole person, the total person. You can appreciate them for who they are. Then, some people will talk about partners having rituals, like certain things that you do together often. Maybe every Sunday you go to certain worship center together to do some devotion, or you go to some temple, or you go to some place that is just for both of you to do certain things together. Maybe every Sunday, every Saturday at a particular time, it has become like a ritual that you do. These things like that, activities like that, help you to bond better, and it helps the relationship to doing stuffs like that helps the relationship to get better. And then you could do fun activities together. You could go shopping together. You could plan some surprise vacation, some surprise trip together. A little bit about your wife or your husband. You know that this person has some free time this week. Okay, so instead of we to just be at home, why can't we just go this place, and then you could just surprise them with some kind of trip like that. All of these things, they're fun, and it helps the relationship to get better and better. Then there is also need for physical intimacy. Now, intimacy doesn't have to involve sex. Physical intimacy doesn't have to involve sex. But then, it could just be cuddling. Like my lady, for example, she likes to cuddle. And so, because I know that, okay, when we're together, like physically together, it would be okay to just cuddle. She'll feel happy about that. So you need to know that about your partner, physical intimacy, touching each other, connecting together, talking together, that kind of thing. You could even be watching movies together, spend quality time together. And then now, physical intimacy that involves sex is also very important in the marriage and the relationship, so that both of you can, some people recommend at least once a week, some people will say, oh, twice a week. It doesn't matter, whatever works for you. But all of these things help you to bond. And there are some sexual peptics or whatever, these hormones that the woman absorb through vaginal intercourse from a man, these male hormones that could help her mood, that could help her feel better. Some will help her sleep and rest and feel good about herself as a result of penetrative sex. All of these things, when you know them, you know how to use these things to your advantage in the relationship, in the marriage. And then whenever you realize that things are not going the way they're supposed to go, you should not waste any time. Talk about it. Yeah, talk about it. I remember telling my woman some time ago, I told my lady that um, all of these vibes you like about me, all of these good things, whenever I stop doing them, please don't hesitate to remind me, oh, guy, you've stopped doing this and this, and I like this and that. And then, yeah, I'm not perfect. I may not even know that I've not been doing some of those things that I intentionally was doing, because it will help the relationship, but now I've stopped. And that is the mistake some people make. Like, oh, because you're married now, you should stop certain things. But the thing is, even in marriage, you should try to continue to date your man. You should try to continue to date your woman. Take them out on a date. Yeah. Like the first time you met her, like the first time you met him. You know, very, very important. Some people think that similarities, when you and your partner, you have a lot of things in common, it will help the relationship to move smoothly, it will help the relationship to last longer, it will help the relationship to always get better. But some psychologists, some scientists have proven that it doesn't work like that, because a relationship is bound to have conflicts, which
Yeah.
means the conflicts that you're having with your wife is a necessity in the relationship. Arguments. Yeah, the arguments you're having. All of these things are very important in the relationship. What matters is not the argument, but how you handle the argument. What matters is not the conflicts, but how you handle the conflicts. How do you manage conflicts? Do you manage conflicts with the mindset of we're fighting and we're always fighting? So it means we're not good together, that's why we're fighting? Or you're seeing conflict as an opportunity for both of you to learn and become better in the relationship. What causes conflicts in the relationship? When you know all of these things, these things could be pointing at certain things that need to be done, certain things that need to be imbibed in the relationship, certain things that are lacking in the relationship, certain things that you need in the relationship, so everyone could get better. If you are looking for a relationship where you will not have to fight, you will not have to have any conflicts, I'm telling you that it doesn't exist. Maybe in heaven it exists. If you're a Christian or a Muslim or a religious person that believes in some heaven, maybe it exists, yes. But I don't know. And even if it exists in heaven, I'm a Christian as well, and I understand that there is no marriage in heaven. So that means even if it exists in heaven, there is no marriage in heaven, so you can have it. So this is where you have marriage, and this is where you have to make it work. So, Ayodele, I hope you're taking notes of
Yeah.
all of the things I'm mentioning. Then in the relationship, you need to understand the importance of compromises. Yeah, some people could say, okay, be understanding, which means you are very understanding, you can compromise. It is very important. The relationship should be win-win, not I must win and he has to lose, or I must win, she has to lose this one. No, compromises. They're very important. Compromises. It shows that each one of you in the relationship is telling the other person that I'm not perfect, and so I accept you with all your imperfection as well, because I have imperfections. This is how I would have wanted it. But if I want it this way and it doesn't work well for you, then you lose, I win. And it doesn't make sense if I win and you lose and we're in a relationship together. So that is why compromises are very important. You make compromises. You try to practice empathy. You try to practice compassion in your dealings with each other. Yeah, this person has offended you. She has done something terrible, something you don't like. You might have even told her about this thing a couple of times before, but she keeps doing this thing, and then you want to talk about it again. Practice empathy and compassion. Practice kindness. I'm not saying you shouldn't get angry at your partner. You could get angry at them if you need to. It's your emotion. If you could express affection towards them as an emotion, it's a positive one. The negative emotion also should be accepted. Of course, that doesn't include you getting physical, abusing them physically, some kind of domestic abuse. No. But if you're upset about something, you should let it show that you're upset. Don't hide it. Don't bottle it up. So all of this will help the relationship to get better. in the relationship, you should understand that each one of you is a priority to the other person. For example, I always say to my lady that it is she and I against the world. What I'm trying to say is that she is my priority and I'm a priority, And when you become husband and wife and you have kids, you still remain each other's priority. Do you understand? The man and the woman in the relationship, you are each other's priority. When you understand this, it will help you. Somebody could just come and say anything about your partner. Something may involve your partner and another person, whatever it is the case. Somebody may come and mouth your girl for you. She's this, she's that, and all of these things together. You just look at it as, well, your partner is your priority. Nobody knows her better than you. Nobody knows him better than you. And so, as you continue to maintain open and honest communication, it will be easy for you to know each other. It will be easy for you to be vulnerable towards each other. And when you enjoy some level of vulnerability, it will be difficult for somebody to tell you they know your wife better than you or they know your husband better than you.
Yeah.
Because you've taken your time to grow together, to learn together, to bond together, to become vulnerable to each other. Almost anything about your partner that you don't know. So you accept that person for who that person is. Because in the course of the relationship, in the course of the marriage, there's this thing people say, see finish. You almost know everything about her, things you didn't know before. So habits, you get to know some things, you get to know allergies, you get to know a lot of things. Some you might have known before, some you didn't know, some are just showing up every time. You continue to accept your partner as much as you accept yourself. Now, for anybody who wants their relationship to be better, you need to also make the relationship with yourself to be better. I think the last episode I was talking about how to find the right partner, and I said in order for you to find the right partner in a relationship, you need to first of all establish a relationship with yourself and ensure that you are with the right person. That is yourself now. In that relationship you're having with yourself, build that healthy relationship with yourself first of all, in order for you to be able to find a right partner to be in a relationship with. So tonight I'm also emphasizing that you get better with the relationship that you're having with yourself. The relationship that you're having with yourself, is it better? So all of these things also you can put into practice with yourself as much as you accept yourself. And I must recommend the how to be an adult thing. If you learn how to be an adult in this age, then you learn how to be an adult in your relationship. It will really help you. It will help your relationship to get better and to last longer, because you understand that you're not an island. Your partner is a human being. You are a human being. You show affection towards them as much as you show towards yourself. You accept them as much as you accept yourself. You allow them to be who they are as much as you allow yourself to be who you are. You show them attention as much as you show yourself attention. Whatever is the case in the relationship, ensure to always communicate. Communicate about anything that is going on in the relationship. If I was going to talk about tips to make your partner happy and all of that, it's a different case now. But all of those things also, they work hand in hand. When you contribute to their happiness and they contribute to your happiness, you get better together and the relationship gets better. So when a relationship is not working fine, it is the fault of both parties involved. And I often tell people that the quality of your relationship is a reflection of your quality as an individual, of your quality as individuals in the relationship. So, Ayodele, I would like to stop there, but I hope you've taken notes of some of the important things that you need to do.
Yeah,
But don't
definitely.
forget, very important, you need to value communication, open and honest communication. You need to value commitment in that relationship. You need to value openness. Accept the other person for who they are and all of that. It's very important. You need to connect together, spend quality time together with them, go shopping, watching movies, all of these things. I've mentioned a lot of all of these things. So when you put these things into practice, you must have been doing some of them, but the ones that you're not doing already, you can begin to imbibe them and see how things get better for you in the relationship. Thank you, Ayodele.
Thank you.
All right. I thought you have more than one question. What's your
The
next
second
question?
one would be, how do I know if she's my honey or she's after my money?
Okay, how do you know if you are her honey or she's after your money? All
Yeah.
right, all right. So I think this one is, and it's directed towards the lady, but then also it can work either way. So it could be how to know if the guy also is after the lady's money or if the lady is after the guy's money. If anyone that you're in a relationship with is just after your money, now, there are some signs, but normally I hear people talk about this particular person always talking about money, wanting to wanting you to buy expensive things for them, wanting you to take them on some expensive trips, always wanting you to just spend lavishly on them. It's a sign that they're just after your money. But I really do not agree with that 100%. It depends on individual differences. Some people just think that part of um, the love story that they have with you is all of this spending, doling money out, all of that. But then when your partner is more focused on how much you earn, like they want to help you calculate how much you earn, they want to help you spend how much you earn, and they want to help you say, okay, this is what you should spend, this is what you should not spend, and they're so concerned about knowing every detail of what you gain every week, what you get every month, and that matters to them than anything about you, then you should be wary of them being just all about the money. And when your partner is usually upset and brings up some kind of conflict, arguments, only when you're not complying with her financial demands, then maybe she's more interested in the money than the real you, you know. So you need to look out for some signs. I'm going to be telling you some of them now, you know. But then some of these things actually may not apply to people in this climb. For example, elsewhere in the world, both the man and the woman they split the expenses. For example, if you're buying something, she doesn't expect you to be responsible because you're the man. Anybody could be responsible for paying anything, but if she maintains that you always be the one to pay, so some people think, oh, that means she's just after your money. But here in Africa, for example, um, a lot of men accept that role, that they want to provide, if possible, 100% of everything their women need. They want to be able to provide all of those things for them. But then, because of the impact of globalization, some African women are saying, no, I don't want a man that will provide everything for me 100%. I want a man that I can share with, because I also make money, I work, I make money. So all of these things, they vary. It depends on what works for you in your relationship. So, but then some people are seeing that as a pointer to the fact that the particular lady is after the guy's money if she's always like that. So, and then if she's always getting serious about money matters, I want you to get
Um,
me a car, I I want you to get me this, and then because of that, every other thing in the relationship is not working. Oh, I need money for this and that, and just because you said, oh, I don't have money now, wait a while, and then all hell is let loose. It could be a sign that that's just what matters to her. So again, if when it comes to money matters and even other matters, if it's usually her way or the highway, like she doesn't care how you get the money, she doesn't care what happens. She just wants her desires fulfilled. She wants her will, you know, to be done. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about how it feels. She doesn't care about how that impacts you. Then that could be a sign that she's really after your money. Um, then if she's not considering your own needs, she's always asking you for money to buy gifts, to buy a lot of things, but she's never considered that you too, as a human being, you need gifts at times. You have needs too. It's just all about her. It's just all about her. And like I said, it's because of the way you frame your question. I'm talking generally now, both men and women. So it could be a man. If it's just all about him and him and him, he doesn't care about your own needs, and he doesn't even show any sign that he cares or understands or knows or acknowledges your own needs. The person could just be there for the money, or maybe each time you don't have that money, then you're going to have issues in the relationship. Each time you're broke, then you have problems in your relationship. Problems will just be coming right, left, and center just because you're broke, man. Someone in that relationship is just there because of the money. So there are other instances where you could actually determine if they are there because of the money. Like I said before, if she's obsessed about how much you earn, that's a very clear sign that some people. But then some women just want to know how much you earn so that they can at least know something about their man. Sometimes they may even want to help you. Sometimes they may even want to help you have some other sources of income, like to complement what you already have. So that's why they want to know how much you earn so that they can know, okay, this guy is trying. Okay, for example, your salary is just about $90,000 per year, and they're thinking that, okay, you could even make more than that. Maybe you need another a side hustle that could give you so much more money. Because they know how much you're earning now, they know whether it is big or small, so they can find a way to assist you to augment or something. But then, um, some people take it as a sign that she's just after the money, but that's not always the case. But another important sign, especially in Africa, is if the lady is so particular about your family, whether your family is rich. Because it doesn't matter if your family is rich. Your family could be poor, but you are rich. A lot of rich people did not come from rich families. So, but if she's particular about your family being rich, she's so concerned about that, that means a lot to her, then she could just be there for the money, you know. And then if she's the type of lady that I'm talking about, lady could be a guy too, but because of the way you asked the question now, if she's the type of lady that that she's like the way they say, the glitters gets the girls, the glitters get the girls. So if she gets gotten by glitters all the time, maybe some of your friends who are rich or some celebrities or some stuff like that, she gets attracted to them. She doesn't mind flirting with them just because they are rich. Then that could be a sign that such kind of lady is in for the money. She just that's all she cares about. So and then if she's always concerned about okay, I've mentioned that before, how you spend your money. She wants to know how you spend your money. She wants to in some way dictate to you what you need to buy, and usually she's focusing on expensive things, things that make her happy, but she doesn't care how it makes you feel, how it impacts your financial life, your financial stability. how it impacts you because you've worked for this money. But she's just concerned about what the money can buy for her, what makes her happy. So I've mentioned like 7, 8, 9 signs that you could know, but the most important ones that I want you to take notice of, the whether your family is rich, then is she trying to control your finances, trying to dictate how you spend your money and all of that, and then she always demanding expensive things, and I've given some tricky scenarios where that doesn't mean she's just after your money. And then there is this other one when that I said that whenever there is no money, like you're broke, you're the man now in the relationship, the provider, and because you're broke briefly, and then there's a lot of problem. There's a lot of problem. There's a lot of problem just because you're broke. You always arguing and having some issues to deal with just because you're broke. But whenever you're not broke, everything seems to be okay in that relationship. Man, you need to know this girl is just there for the money. And then some of the ladies like that, and even men too, they just become depressed. They just get angry just because their partner is broke. And not because they're sympathizing with the partner for their condition. No, they are angry and depressed because they can no longer afford to get some of those expensive gifts that they use their partner's money to get. That's all their partner's money is for, to buy them gifts, to buy expensive things that make them happy without considering the needs of the partner. So it's tricky because some ladies actually, maybe because of her background, she's from a rich background, and her dad used to spoil her with money like that, with gifts. So now she's dating you and you have money too. She expects you to spoil her with money. That's a different case. That's not the kind of thing we're talking about here. So you also need to figure out, after you've considered all of these signs, and you realize that your lady has, let's say, she exhibits like, let's say, 6 out of 8 of them, and then you also need to consider a history, a dating history, something that you should know. All the guys that she has dated, what was their status when she dated them, and what led to the separation, the breakup. It's very important because sometimes if she's that kind of a lady, it will be a cycle. It's something that will continue to happen. If you can no longer meet her financial demands, she will leave you and then go for another guy who can meet her financial demands. If that guy also cannot longer meet her financial demands, she'll leave the guy and go for another guy, and it will continue like that. It will continue like that. In fact, some in marriage, they'll be moving from one marriage to another. So you need to check her dating history. If she has always been dating rich guys, and then she's always dumping them because they got broke. There's a way you could figure that out. In fact, you could even some people could go as far as making friends with some of those guys she had dated, just to get to know more about her. So it's really tricky actually. But this is a clear sign if she has this kind of history. It's a clear sign that she's after the money. If she herself, she's not always having money to contribute in the relationship, like she's not financially responsible in the relationship, and seriously, I always say I like my woman to be financially responsible. I'm not saying you should bring money for us in the relationship, no, but you should. And that is why I like my lady to be working, to be earning. And if she's not earning enough, if I have an opportunity to make her earn so much more, I want to ensure that she's earning so financially independent. Even though I'm the provider in the relationship, she can take care of certain things financially, even without calling my attention to it. I mean, to them, without calling my attention to them, or maybe in my absence. She should be able to do certain things for herself. That kind of financial responsibility towards herself, especially, cannot do this for one reason or the other. She depends on you totally for money she cannot help herself with money in any way, you may begin to consider if she's actually there for the money. She takes you to be some kind of ATM. Yeah, so because she takes you to be some kind of ATM, she expects constant, regular, steady supply of money and gifts from you without caring about whether your resources are running dry or not. And then she compares how much you give her to how much you love her. So which means the more you give her, that means the more you love her. If you are not giving her enough, it shows you don't love her enough. If that is how she judges it, I think that she is probably after the money. So Ayodele, it makes sense to you.
Yeah, definitely.
And there is another one that often happens, especially among married people in our society here. I've witnessed that a lot. You see, some of these women will now begin to guilt trip their husband. They make their husband feel guilty for not spending so much on them by comparing their husband with their friends' husbands. This person husband, my friend husband, bought her a G wagon and this, and then for her birthday last year, he bought her this Benz E class or whatever, and all of that. Trying to make that kind of comparison that will make the guy feel guilty as if he's not man enough. That kind of thing. It's a sign
Yeah,
that that kind of a woman is just there for the money. Seriously, she's there for the money, because there's no basis for that kind of guilt tripping, that kind of comparison, comparing your relationship to other relationships in terms of money being spent. It's not cool. Yeah, Yodele, are you satisfied with the answers given?
yeah. I'm satisfied. Thanks.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with the answers.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so you see, this thing actually, you need to watch some of them that are tricky. Like I said, that it could not necessarily mean that the lady is after the money, but there is the one I just mentioned now. The wife trying to compare. That's definitely it's a red flag. Or maybe your girl is threatening break up because of money issues. Like, because you can't buy me this, or because you refuse to buy me this, I'm breaking up with you. Okay, you used to do it before, but now maybe you're broke, and that's the basis for the breakup. Now, man, that lady's just after the money. Things like that. So you need to compare all of these things together and see which one really fits in, because so that you can be clear, you can decide with clarity that, oh, she's after the money. Truly, it's not like she just cares about your finances. Ordinarily, some people could just care about your finances because of the kind of person they are, the way they were brought up. They like to take care of finances. Some people are born accountants and treasurers and the rest. But if she's doing some of these other things, like threatening you in the relationship, like opening up to you more sexually just because you're giving her money, and all of that, okay, that means she's probably after the money. It's not like she's just helping you to take care of your finances, you know. So it's really very important to take your time to check all of these things, and especially a relationship with your friends and some other rich people. If she flirts with them easily and gets too close to them and becomes affectionate with them just because they have money, and that could be a sign that she's probably just after your own money.
Right.
All
That
right,
sounds.
Ayodele. Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad that you find the answers satisfactory. So would you come to the clinic next time if we need you as a guest, or when you have something troubling you and you want answers? Ayodele, are
You
you
said.
there?
Yeah,
I
I'm here.
say,
You said.
would you like to come to the clinic again when you have anything troubling you or you want answers to some questions?
Yeah, I'll reach out again once there's any issue.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you for showing up. We're glad to have you
Yeah.
here. And for every other person listening to us, the clinic is always open. You can always speak with the clinic doctor concerning any matter pertaining to love, sex, and relationship. Here we say it as it is, and we try our best to give you insightful, objective opinions and facts about certain things, and then we understand that relationships are not the same. Your relationship is different from the other person's relationship. So, from what we will try to tell you, you can then decide for yourself what will work for you. So, this is Relationship Clinic, and you're welcome. Ayodele, thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll draw the
You're welcome.
curtains on this episode, and next week I'll see you guys again. This is Love and Relationship Clinic. I'm your host, TB Caleb. This episode is powered by Beg Vision Studios. Thank you all for joining us. See you next time.